Good night, fellow punters. Mickey D back with you here. It's about 11 o'clock, not long in from the races in Sligo. I said I'd do this tonight because I have a very weak immune system, and after a cold, wet, sort of a damp evening in Sligo, I feel a bit of an earache coming on, and an earache, when I get it, that means that I have a bit of the head cold coming up, so I could be having a lie in the morning. So I said I'd get it up tonight in case anyone has selections for tomorrow, because there's no point having a bus without a driver. So I have to get it out there. When I was going to Sligo today, something I shared with you before, when I went to the last Sligo race meeting, I said the first horse truck I seen was Liam Cusick's that day, and I picked out Peckham Springs, back to each way to second, because an old timer a long time ago, generations ago, told me that it was a clever way to pick out a winner. So anyway, I was on the way to the races today. It was before 3 o'clock. I was on the road early. Done a bit of shopping in with Paul McNamara and E.G. Minns were there, bought a bit of clabber for my road trip in a couple of weeks. Paul always takes great care of me, great shop. And gave him the winner as well. Gave him my nap of the evening, gig in Preston. But when I was going from between Boyle and Castle Baldwin, there was a horse truck in front of me. There was nothing written on the back. And now it wasn't a new truck or anything. But when I got to the roundabout there at Castle Baldwin, you got onto the motorway, the new motorway there. So I shot out into the right lane anyway, and I looked at the side of it. There was nothing written on it. So I continued on. But it was gone in about 100 yards. Pulled into the left lane then anyway. And then I looked in the mirror and I seen something written on the front of it. So I just slowed down to get to see. Lo and behold, what was it? Eddie Harty. So I said, I'm just after passing out gig in Preston. I told that story to a few in Sligo. I told it in the shop I was in, and I told it to a few at the races as well. And anyone that asked me what was my best bet, I said, that is it. A few didn't take heed of me. I met them after. They said I should have listened, but anyway, that's the way it goes. But yeah, as long as he didn't get boxed in on the turn, we were fairly happy. And then we were waiting on barometer after making the long trip from Cork. But of all horses to beat it, it was a horse called the Truant, and owned by lads that I know well. The Tar Melting and Cuckoo Singing Syndicate. And how I got that name was the great Roscommon GA supporter Paddy Joe Burke had said years ago, when you'd be heading to Croke Park, that the tar would be melting in the middle of summer and the cuckoo would be singing and you'd be eating ice cream and all of that. So it was put together. That was their first run for them, and the chairman of the Roscommon GA, Brian Carroll, is involved in it, and Derek Connellan, that played for Roscommon for years, two good friends of mine for a long time, and Cathal McHugh. I was chatting Cathal there as well, of Sky Ace fame, and they said that Peter Fahey had said that it had a realistic chance of being in the first three. Them all backed it anyway. There was great cheering and shouting. I couldn't wait to meet them afterwards, but I'll talking to them soon. But I'd be best done last night, but I didn't do the exacta, and the exacta paid 58.70 at the track, and the straight forecast paid €40 and a few cents. So there'll be Tara Melton and Cuckoo singing tonight, wherever they are anyway. But then we've seen Fino Victrix in the last race, or the one in Kimpton. I was afraid of that Morrow all right, but I just thought the other one might have got first run on it, and it didn't. It finished up the other way around, the way I had envisaged. I thought we'd get first run, and thought they want to be closing on it, and thought we might hold on. But we were close and beating ahead, but the forecast paid 7 something. And the other one today, that the 1-2 all right, but they had it done the other way around than I thought. But the money was down on the winner. It was 9-4 into 6-5 or something, and our one went out. I just thought, on form, I can only read the form. The other one hadn't stepped up in that distance before. I'd only ran it a mile 4. The other one had 1 at 2. I knew to be staying on, just didn't get there. PJ could have taken out the twig a bit in earlier, but he didn't anyway. Few newcomers on the bus. Gary Hewitt, Tom's bet, and he put up a bet yesterday and it won first time out. He's a newcomer. It won at 5-4. I can't remember the name of the horse. I just say a shout out as well to the guy in Goran that I met in Galway, and he said say hello to all the bachelors around Goran that they enjoy watching the channel, and that they'll go for a pint sometimes and watch it. So hello to them. They're very, very good Hershey people, as you would expect from that neck of the woods. And Niall Carey, welcome aboard. But to take off the earmuffs on because he couldn't hear anything when he came in, but then he could hear something after a bit. And Sean Merchant from Clare up the banner. Tomorrow, I found it difficult enough tomorrow, but I have a few. The 6:15 at Leopardstown, the Ballyroan Stakes, is really the race of the day tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Beamish runs. He done us a good turn when he won the stakes race, the Linnaban Stakes race in Roscommon last time out. He took all his time to get there at a mile 4. A step up and trip really would suit him ideally, but he's rated 104, so no, he's up 107 I think now. But Paddy Toomey is going well. Cleveland runs for Coolmore. That has won in Ascot or in Chester the time it beat Coltrane, and then it ran in it was fifth. No, it was second, wasn't it? Yeah, in a handicap in Ascot. But Lafayette is rated 109. It gives weight away. It was fifth in the Hardwick. But previously it had won 3 over 10 furlongs. So there's a doubt about the step up and trip being suitable for it. All 9 horses are rated 100 or above. There's 2 3-year-olds. And 3-year-olds have won the race in 2015, 16 and 17. There has been 3 4-year-olds in that length or since then. And Ternawa won it last year. That was the former Breeders' Cup winner. So Beamish, with a good strong pace to aim at, is an improving progressive sort. So we have to go and back Beamish tomorrow, I think. But we'll go a point win because and in the hope that it'll do the business. The 6 o'clock at Sligo, I think David Downey from Derry is going to the race tomorrow, and he asked me, and I tried for a few hours last night, but it's a difficult card. A bookie told me a long time ago, playing poker in Dublin, that the 2 favourite meetings for bookies after Galway is the National Hunt meeting, which was in Roscommon yesterday evening, and the National Hunt tomorrow evening in Sligo, because he said that people is doing daft things. So we'll see about that. But local trainer Mark McNiff has a realistic each-way chance in Presenting Lad, who has form figures of 4-3-1-2-3 since leaving Owen Doyle. The first 4 runs was no further than 2 miles 1, and he won 1 race in Roscommon, and he won it sort of snug enough, I thought. And last time was over 2 miles 4. I was in Sligo that day, and he was at the back of the pack, and he travelled through the race brilliantly. Jumped the last, looked like he'd win, but he faded out of it, and clearly he didn't get that distance. This is back to 2 miles. It's a 5-1 shot. It's an each-way shot. Just Jacob is the 5-2 favourite, but Just Jacob won the last time. But the horse that fell at the last, when he would have been only losing by a length or 2, was behind Presenting Lad when it won in Roscommon. So there's collateral form there. So we have a realistic chance of being in the first 3 and maybe winning with a nice ride. Even though it's called Presenting Lad, it's on the mare side that the presenting is. The sire is Califet, and the bit of cut on the ground will be all right for that. It so happens that it's the same trainer again. I know he's 0 for 5 this year in Sligo, but I can only go on what I see and I make a judgment on it. But in the 6:30, it's a 2 miles 2 handicap hurdle. Golden Sandbanks is 11-8 favourite. It's all the rage after winning in Limerick, but that was a different type of ground to tomorrow evening. And he's up 2 furlongs, and the one that was second was sort of catching him close to the line. He's up £5 as well for the win. I'm taking him on with a Roscommon horse as well, Rossies Tara. It's a 6-year-old filly out of Cape Tara. It's in the Roscommon colours tomorrow evening, and I'm not biased by picking it because I think it has a great chance, rated 81. It had 4 bumper runs with John McConnell before coming to McNiff's yard. It has had 3 runs in maiden hurls again and a workable mark of 83. It had a good enough run in Gordon Park last October. It was 5th of 19 over 2 miles 4, and it was second last time over 2 miles 4 in Leopardstown. If you look at that race, it was out the back and it was fighting. It wanted to go quicker, and he had a job settling it. And it came round the turn for home, looking like all over winner. It actually jumped the last in front, and it, similar to the other one, it just didn't stay. And back to 2-2, and out of Cave Tower, the bit of juice in the ground won't be a factor. It says a nice racing weight of 11 stone, and Philip Inright is riding. It's 7-2, a pint win on that. And at the 7:35, it's a handicap hurl. Guiri, it's the top weight. That won in Punchestown last at the festival in 2021 off 113, and it went up to the 120s, and it's back down to 119. But the last time there was a good few pound for it. It's in JP's colours for Jessica Harrington, and first time blinkers, and they're bringing it all the way from Moon in Kildare. It's a 464 kilometre round trip. It's 8-1, a pint each way, in the hope that the blinkers might work the oracle. Throughout the day tomorrow, I found it difficult to pick anything, but I said I'd pick one. In the 250 at Brighton Arclight, it's a 3-year-old filly for Mark Prescott, who's in blazing hot form. Out of the last 24 runners, 9 winners and 8 places. It's his only one runner at Brighton as well tomorrow. And it's a good spin from Newmarket to Brighton. It's the only 3-year-old in the race, and they get a weight for age allowance of £8. So that's about it. I'll be back with a more realistic time tomorrow evening in the hope that I have something for the next day. Well done to Christina Davis again today. She had that double. Well, she had 2 winners. I'm sure some of them doubled it. I know I did anyway. I had a few pound on it. Good stuff. You're in a hard form. The other ones, I didn't get any chance throughout the day to get back to the comments, but I will, and I always like to reply. And let's bash the bookies. Over and out.